Hi, I'm Jason and welcome to my YouTube channel, Company Insight. In this video, I'm going to talk about the story behind the brand Comme des Garcons and how Comme des Garcons rose to success. Today, we'll delve into the world of fashion with the brand Comme des Garcons, which many people recognize by their signature heart-shaped logo with two eyes. A lot has been said these days about finding an identity and path to success in the fashion industry. Look at top fashion TV shows like Project Runway or Next in Fashion. Because of the variance of how quickly a fashion industry changes, designers cannot rely on a basic set formula for success like other careers or fields where there's a systematic step-by-step 1, 2, 3, 4 to follow. Fashion designers, like entrepreneurs, have to go above and beyond to change the DNA of existing trends to create their own style and brand. Otherwise, they would just end up being considered old-fashioned and lowly non-respectable copycats. Rei Kawakubo, the founder of Comme des Garcons, is considered that heroine or the Elon Musk in the fashion industry. She understands these principles in creating multi-dimensional works that drive fashion forward seamlessly, connecting art, clothing fashion, and business. Today we'll go over the background and history of Comme des Garcons, starting with the founder, and look at some of the key strategies that lead to the success of this remarkable brand. Whether you're in fashion or not, you'll be able to take away the key learnings and apply them to your life. But first, if you enjoy these videos and you want to see more like it, just do me a really quick favor and smash the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell for the YouTube algorithm. Not only does this help me out a lot, but it's also totally free and it lets me know you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for doing that, and now let us continue on with the rise of Comme des Garcons video. How Comme des Garcons started. We are talking today about the brand founded by a talented and extraordinary woman and her avant-garde views on fashion. This is an unusual Japanese brand, Comme des Garcons, famous for its conceptual and sometimes unpredictable clothing collections. Oftentimes, Comme des Garcons is known as CDG for short. It's fascinating that Rei Kawakubo, and this is the name of the founder of the brand, had no design education, but she had an innate desire for beauty, a sense of style, a unique outlook on things, and healthy ambitions. After graduating from the Faculty of Fine Art, Rei got a job in the advertising department of the textile company Ashai Kasai, and in parallel worked as a stylist in her free time. With her non-standard outlook, Rei always found it difficult to find clothes that she liked and through which she could express herself. Having received the necessary knowledge about fabrics, their properties, and the technological features of production processes at her job, the Japanese woman understood that she wanted to design and create clothes herself. And this is how the Comme des Garcons brand started back in 1973. What is Comme des Garcons? The name of the brand, which in translation from French means like a boy, was chosen perhaps because most of the things of Comme des Garcons were sewn in the unisex style, or maybe simply because Rei really liked the song by French artist François Hard under the name Tous les garçons et les filles, which translates to all boys and girls. Let's now go over a few of the strategies that led to the brand's huge success. Success strategy number 1, create a cult following. The first thing that Comme des Garcons had going for it was it had a strong, dedicated fan base. Cult branding is about creating a brand that people are committed to and identify with. These brands often attract big fans, and Rei created this with CDG by creating a lifestyle with a brand identity. The first collections of quirky and unusual clothes for women, characterized by complete deconstructivism, was immediately fallen in love with by Japanese fashionistas. These were not habitually pretentious feminine things, but, on the contrary, emphatically asexual, shapeless, strange, defying explanation. Rei's designs are based on the belief that women don't have to wear fitted clothes and high heels, and that the beauty of a woman is beyond the limitations of the body. Japanese women were impressed by such a bold and non-standard outlook on things. So, by the end of the 1970s, all of Japan already knew about Comme des Garcons. At the same time, a line of clothes for men called Home was launched. Another distinctive feature of Comme des Garcons clothing is its asymmetric design, such as short length, left-right, and front-back asymmetry. Even though the dress is distorted and deformed, it still is actually wearable. There are several notable collections such as 1982's Holes, show featuring a cardigan with a moth-like effect and cut holes. 1997 with the Body Meets Dress collection. Dress Meets Body, known as Lumps and Bumps, featured flexible dresses and a structured, unconventional figure. 2005 with Broken Bride, reflecting the unhappy bride's wedding dress. And 2012 showing two dimensions that flattened the dress and looked like it was made of construction paper. Rei's approach also showed in the design of her first boutique shop, which was located in Tokyo's Minami Ayoma district, which was also non-standard. For example, there was a complete absence of mannequins in the shop, windows, and mirrors. As Rei said herself, women should buy clothes because of how they felt in them, not because of how they look in it. All of this caught on, especially in the 1980s, as women in America were tired of the traditional office attire. CDG thus had rapid success in Japan, followed by the rest of the world. Today there are more than 150 sales points and more than 80 permanent employees in the company. The cult following of the brand's fans are not just buying clothes, but are also creating a community of Comme des Garçons lovers that will often have activities to do together. This community is still growing strong up till today. Many new brands that are currently trending are following such a similar pattern, such as Off-White, by having a cult following. Rei was able to elevate Comme des Garçons from not just a brand, but also a lifestyle. Success strategy number 2, full ownership of the business. The best way to own a company is to own it fully. You started it, you own it, you run it. You don't have to decide anything by majority rules. Rei Kawakubo understood this important piece of business advice that most entrepreneurs don't realize until it's too late, when they own too little or end up working for their investors rather than for themselves. Unlike most fashion companies that bring in outside investors, Rei owns 100% of the company and her husband is the CEO. This is massively different from other companies like Kors, Louis Vuitton, Tiffany, and Coach, for example, that are all publicly traded. Or holding companies like Kering, who own Gucci, Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, Yves Saint Laurent, and many more brands. In all these instances, decisions are made by management and investors, no longer by the original fashion designers. Rei Kawakubo is fiercely proud that Comme des Garçons is independent, and because of that, she can choose to run the business how she wants to without being forced to listen to others against her will. Having full ownership and direction of the business, together with her husband, has been a key to the success for CDG. Success strategy number 3, brand extensions of Comme des Garçons. Rei and her husband are complementary business partners, like yin and yang. Finally, with the nurturing of the Comme des Garçons empire, Rei said she also views herself less as a businesswoman and more of an artist. With that said, her husband, Adrian Joffre, compliments her and acts as the spokesperson for the brand and has been responsible for slightly softening her image. Together, they have excelled in the strategy of brand extension, using a company's already established brand to help launch its newest products. As Eric Wilson, fashion news director at InStyle magazine, summarized well, one thing that differentiates Rei's success is that she is successful. So many stories of creative geniuses ended up much more tragically because they weren't able to balance their vision with their need to show up for work every day. But Comme des Garçons represents imagination in fashion and what creativity can be. It's a different approach. Comme des Garçons brand extensions. One of the key areas where Rei has been able to succeed is brand extensions under the Comme des Garçons umbrella brand. There is the men's label started in 1978, Comme des Garçons Home. The knitwear extension called Tricot Comme des Garçons launched in 1981, followed by Comme des Garçons shirt in 1988 with more formal wear, and Comme des Garçons offering more affordable wear in 1993. The biggest brand extension success was Comme des Garçons Play, which launched in 2002 with a signature heart-shaped logo with 2 eyes and is still en vogue popular to this very day in 2021. The Play extension has been able to attribute its success to its price point of entry-level luxury at about $130 for a polo shirt, for example, along with selective distribution to avoid overexposure. In addition, these brand extensions have allowed new designers to come in to establish sub-brands as well. Junya Watanabe started Junya Watanabe Comme des Garçons Man, and Kai Ninayima with Comme des Garçons Noir, for example. Comme des Garçons product extensions. Since 1994, the CDG brand began to produce its own perfume, naturally distinguished by a complex and unusual composition of aromas. In the perfumery direction, there are 6 different lines, the most unusual of which, perhaps, the synthetic series of scents, when you can smell like dry cleaning, among other things. The brand has a furniture line, a jewelry line, a lingerie line, a line of bags, accessories, swimwear, and the concept magazine 6. Comme des Garcons collaborations. In addition to that, as Rei Kawakubo is herself a versatile personality and experimenter, Comme des Garcons constantly collaborates on various projects with various representatives of the creative profession, designers, choreographers, florists, and other brands. During its work, the brand has collaborated with Lacoste, Louis Vuitton, Fred Perry, H&M, Supreme, Speedo, Nike, Coca-Cola, Converse, and many other companies. With all the sub-brands, product extensions, and collaborations, business has grown dramatically. In 1980, yearly revenues were only $30 million. This then increased to $130 million by 1999, all the way to $320 million in 2019. That's simply incredible. And to top it off, Rei still participates in the development of each collection, controls the company's financial policy and marketing, and also develops the concept of each store itself. It's part of the culture, coming from the founder herself, to stay authentic to the core of the brand. Conclusion. And that brings us to today. Despite the controversial approach to fashion, the Comme des Garcons brand is recognized as one of the most significant and influential in the world. Everything about it is simply amazing. The approach to clothing, building a cult following, staying independent, and extending its brand all over the place. The creator of the brand has already won many prestigious awards and, of course, is not going to stop there. And we just have to wait in anticipation what Comme des Garcons will come up with and surprise everyone with next. So, with that said, thank you so much for watching my video. There was a significant amount of research and production that went into making this video possible, so if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like and leaving a comment in the YouTube section below, it would really help out a lot. Be sure to check out some of my other videos like The Rise and Fall of New York and The Rise and Fall of True Religion. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Company Insight next week.